Hello and welcome back to the channel. Finally, the worst weeks of the year has passed and I can get back to the hobby, not a full time, but with more time and satisfaction. And I'm here today for a quick video about the new changes to the rules, some adaptation that Jervis Johnson has published on the 3.1 version on the site, and to talk about some home rule that I'm start to use in my game further on, and that's it. So, starting with the changes, there are a few changes in the word or in how they are typed on the rulebook, but there are two changes that could be quite big. The first one is that woods are no more optionable for be defendable terrain or rogue terrain. Now are defendable terrain in every kind of woods, and that's it. It's something that can easy to cope. I will try to use them in my further games, and nothing prevent me to go back home ruling them as terrain, road terrain, if they really impact on the game, but I do not think that this is the case. The main change is this one in regard to the French. I talked with Jervis in the previous weeks, and he agreed for me. He told me that he's just thinking something about this, and is the change for Elan. Elan previously mean that column of attack for French reroll the misses with one. Now Elan works on line 2, so you can reroll your missed one even if the French are in line and are the main attackers. And this is a huge change for two reasons. One, and for me is the most important, it can allow to better represent the French tactics that is not always to attack in column, but especially during the golden years of the empire, often the line formation was largely used by the French as the other army, as the other faction, and this was discouraged by the fact that you get your bonus if you are in column. Now you get the same bonus if you are in line, and this is cool and is a huge change because you can develop more fire, stay in line, and use the French maybe more defensively and counter-strike with better effect, but also use the mixed order, so 2 units in column and 1 in line to move forward towards the enemy and use the line to offer support, but this also allow you to charge with the main line, not only with your column. And second one, it better represent the veteran ability of the French, also, as I said, in the golden age of the empire, where most of the French army, the Grande Armée, was the best army in Europe, and column was often used by less trained units to better move and force the man intimately. So a very, very good one change for the rule. For the other rule, the change, something better word for rally, and something for the fire support. If you are in line, so speaking, and you are defending an obstacle against an enemy, you got your bonus, but especially against cavalry, your auto route only if every attacking unit is cavalry. Previously, if even one unit is offering support, you will break, and this is an interesting change that make cavalry a little bit less powerful, because cavalry are very strong in this game. And that's it for the change. If you download the new version, you will see that the red parts are very thin, so the main changes is what I told you. And now moving to the home rules. It's not strange to use home rules, and even Jervis suggested that change something that do not like us or change something that make our games better is completely good to do, and some of these changes maybe one day will enter in the main rule. So for larger game, I will adopt in my formation, in my army, this unit here, so mounted unit. What in my opinion is lacked for Valor Fortitude cavalry is that they armed with carbine and often used in scout role, and many times they dismount their horses and fight on foot. So this rule is present on other army sheet for other period of the game, the 30 Years' War and probably the Ottoman, and I think that could be an interesting add-on for the Napoleonic period. So I decided to use a small unit of dragoons or hussars or whatever you want, light cavalry essentially, with a unit of foot infantry. These are not the ready unit, they are in painting on the painting station, so they will arrive later on, but it's very interesting and I will adopt in my game, and I suggest you to try in your game. Larger game, maybe not the small one, because this unit allow you flexibility much better than a single cavalry detachment, which I try and again try to make it useful, but with a fortitude of 1 is a really one shot. It cannot charge, it cannot withstand firepower. It's only useful for a one shot redirect fire on them and then became useful. So much better to spend point in this unit here. In my opinion, it should cost the half price of a full squadron of cavalry plus 2, maybe 3 points for the infantry aspect, because you can dismount as a reform in a unit of infantry and remount in the same way. And a small unit of infantry, he has rate fire 2, melee 1, tenacity 2, and the same is here. If I'm correct, I have to double check on the armor sheet, but anyway, it is not powerful as cavalry, but is very useful as a flanking unit to protect maybe artillery, to harass enemy position as a single infantry detachment, with the mobility of a cavalry. And at the extreme measure, if you really want to do something with this, so divert enemy fire or redirect a charge, interposing a cheap detachment in front of the enemy to force their charge or something like this, it's much better to use this formation, because you can use in this role as the detachment is a slightly better with a tenacity of 2, but more flexible. So this home rule is not properly an home rule because it is a rule for other period that I wanted to put in my game, in larger game, and I want to experiment its flexibility on the field, because on paper it looks great. Maybe it's not so on the field, but anyway, it's something that happen in the period and often used, maybe not many times, but used especially with scouting role. And the scouting is a part that I want to develop in my game. Use cavalry to early in the game try to divert or try to achieve something in the game, especially in games with objective. Maybe in custom scenario, their usefulness is reduced. And that's it. This is the new home rule that I want to put in. The other one, I'm just using it, but I'm reluctant to use often in the battle report. But in my opinion, it is quite sense to be used is the emergency square. When you have an infantry in column or in line, whatever you want, and you have cavalry 18 inches away, this means that the cavalry is quite distance. If we think to translate inches in meters, so my home rule is work in this way. If an infantry in column or in line is more than 12 inches away from a cavalry, it can end cavalry declare a charge towards the infantry. Infantry is allowed to take a quality test, and if they pass on a 4+, they will form an emergency square. So if they roll a 4+, they can reform in a square, and this way, as usual. And at this point, because it looks fair for the cavalry, they can abort their charge and the movement wherever they want, or try to push through the square, taking the risk for the square rule. It looks fair for both sides, and this means that infantry can take on against the heavy cavalry formation. Obviously, if cavalry is aggressive and enter their 12 inches, risking the fire from the infantry, then they are not allowed to take emergency square, because the distance is too close and the formation is not possible in this few times to organize 600 men in an ordinate square. And I'm thinking to forbid this possibility to militia, because there are, or Marie-Louise for the French, Guard, National Guard, etc., something like this, not very trained infantry, not allowed to take emergency square. It should be fair, in my opinion. And this is another rule, that home rule, that you will see in my video further on, and so you may say, whatever is written, what the hell is doing, and this is the explanation why I use this. And that's it. I'm planning a slightly modification to my home rule for EA, because my last two games saw something weird order, so stupid that that probably will not represent very well the possibility for a general to take some initiative. You are in clear advantage, but for a dice roll the entire brigade cannot move. This look weird, so I want change slightly a couple of entry for the EA table, and you will see later on in my further games. And this lead me that I forgot another important change to the game. Act on initiative in every single army sheet is changed. No more a single one card discarded to activate a unit, but until you have cards you can activate units in Act on Initiative, and this in my opinion is very good. I don't know the impact on a game because it's rare that we have so many cards unused, but in the occasion could be useful, and you may save cards that are not so needed at the moment for using Act of Initiative. Maybe on the crucial moment of the game you fail the activation, you can activate just one unit when you need two or maybe three, and if you have the card now you can do this. So with this one, that's all, a quick video, but I want to share with you these changes and this new home rule for the further games. Probably I will make a little PDF if any one of you are interested in try this home rule at home. Feel free to ask, and I am very happy to send it to you so you have it written in proper I hope English, and so you can try on your tabletop. That's it. I hope to see you as soon as possible with another large game, maybe not this weekend but quite soon. That's it. Thank you for watching, and happy wargaming. See you on the tabletop. Bye bye.